Okay, so how do you want to introduce this thing?
I don't know. Should we just sort of be up in their face, or be like, "Good evening, welcome to some assembly required."
The only weekly resource for nerds for news that you need.
Spiffy. Right, I reckon we should start with some of the biggest news that's happening in the movie world.
Okie dokie. So let me see. The new Spider-Man reboot.
I'm,
They've got Andrew Garfield playing Spider-Man. I've no idea who he is. I've never seen him before. But the suit does look pretty sweet. Have you seen the suit?
I've not seen the suit yet. No. And you were saying that it's got like web shooters in it now.
It has web shooters in the wrists. It looks
Thank-
like weird.
Well, thank God for that. Now they're actually going canon with the comic books, because like Spider-Man's never had those powers.
He has. Remember he who was it? Was it the High Evolutionary?
I
Could be. He got turned into a giant spider, didn't he? And then when he came back normal, he had he could shoot webs from his wrists.
Oh right,
But that
okay, yeah,
wasn't in his origin, I don't think. No, it wasn't. In his origin, he did web shooters because he was a science geek, wasn't he?
yeah. It was basically your everyday sort of kid that got bitten by a radioactive spider. In case you like, and then all of a sudden he got like this spider wall climbing and everything like that, but he never had the power to actually shoot out web sort of thingamajigger.
Well, no, and the way they did it in the first movie, it didn't even. It was just weird. I didn't like it. Why would it come out of your wrists when it comes out of the spider's ass?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
It's sort of does. Do you reckon it smells like a spider's ass as well? Do you reckon that was a problem with him and Mary Jane?
well, he puts his hand up to touch her face, and she's like, "Oh, get away from me,
Oh, it smells horrible. And do
spider
you
shit
reckon
hand!"
and premature shooting, like, whoa,
Oh,
could lead to all sort of messy
that's what
sort of
happened in the
situations.
cafeteria, wasn't it? It was a bit of a premature shoot because kind of the thing, and they pulled the tray, and that's embarrassing. Yes,
But yeah,
not as embarrassing though, as
well,
they're rebooting Judge Dredd.
they're rebooting Judge Dredd.
That's
That
how
is
reboots
awesome
only
news,
with one film.
because is he going to be keeping the mask on the whole time?
This time he will, because whoever's playing him
Yep.
hasn't got. I'm crap for names this evening. Stallone's ego. That was all it was. He had to have his face showing. If it wasn't for that, it would have been brilliant.
Well, yeah, and the fact that they basically imprisoned Judge Dredd, which doesn't make sense because Judge Dredd is the law. You would have thought he'd tweak it a little bit so that he not get imprisoned.
Well, his thing was I am the law, but now it's I am the law and I have a gay motorbike. I'm trying to find where is the. Here we go. I'll paste you the link.
Yeah.
This is from the new movie.
Okay.
Now, if you look at this bike,
Yeah.
it looks terrible.
Oh my God! What have they done?
It looks like it's already driven into a larger vehicle.
It looks like they've taken the fuel tank and just made it the front end of the bike.
Those piddly tiny little handlebars. It looks really stupid. Everyone watching at the moment, obviously you can't see what we're seeing. There's a link in the information box below.
Yeah.
But this, everything we talk about, and I have links in the bottom, so that's fine. But yeah, it looks really, really bad.
Yeah, it's It's it looks like he's a GI Joe sat on the back of it, like with the
He
little
does.
clip-on hands.
And the amount of bike behind him,
Yeah,
I don't see how this is supposed to be practical in any way whatsoever. And this isn't even like its concept, or it's like someone's pissing about in their in their street or something, because this is from the set. The film is being made.
this is the actual finalised idea for the bike. Even logical standing off, you couldn't corner. It's too long.
Exactly. I mean, American bikes, right, like the Harley Davidson, were designed with the fork out the front because long straight roads and they look cool.
Yeah.
This is in a city, mega city. It's clues in the name, and it's shameful.
At least I hope they've made the Peacemaker. Is it the Peacemaker or the Lawmaker? The lawmaker. Yes, the Lawmaker. It's the gun, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. As long as they've made that absolutely awesome, I could probably forget about the bike.
Yeah. I mean, I've had different styles over the years when they changed artists and stuff, but this is just atrocious.
Yeah, that is pretty horrid looking, I must admit.
Yes.
So, Anne Hathaway to play Catwoman as well. What do you think on that?
I thought this was quite big news. I thought that was quite good. I'm quite pleased with this because the thought of seeing Anne Hathaway in a cat suit, fantastic. What do you think for actually playing the character though?
I don't know how it's going to work out because every time I think of Anne Hathaway, I always think her as the little girl in Princess Diaries. Right? It sounds weird, yeah. She looks stunning now, but I just always sit there and think, you was in a little shitty princess movie. You can't be Catwoman.
You're saying you haven't Googled her nude scene from that other movie she did recently?
No.
I haven't either. I just put a link in.
Yeah, is that her?
On the left it is.
Yeah.
Push-up bra, methinks. Her boobs are not that big.
No, she's sort of resembling Jennifer Love Huge tits there.
A little bit. Or that's Photoshop, I'm not sure.
You can always... Well, it's always going to be shoot.
Oh, yeah, but... Yeah. But I think it'd be good. I think it'd be good.
Yeah. What about the other character, Bane? What do you think of him?
They've got... Oh, what was it? Yeah, the fella they're having...
Yeah.
He's going to be a much smaller Bane.
Really?
In the comics, he towered above Batman, but in the film,
well,
he's actually
it
shorter.
Depends how they go with it, because when Bane gets the... Is it Venom? Venom put into him? He basically becomes this gargantuan beast of a man, but when he has the Venom drained from him, he's a weedy, nerdy, sort of scrawny guy.
Thing with all this kind of... but they're trying to bring realism to it, aren't they? I don't think they want to go the Incredible Hulk route, which is effectively what the comics went down.
Yeah.
But consider he not only he had the muscles and he was physically powerful, but he was also incredibly intelligent, wasn't he?
Yes.
Didn't he at one point he had the police all after Batman or something? I can't remember exactly the storyline. But he had all of the police of Gotham after him. Well, the police are already after Batman at the moment, so maybe Bane is on the side doing crime and stuff, and also helping the police get Batman or something like that. The storyline potential is fantastic.
Yeah. I've just found this, looking for news. Oh, sugar. Cancel, refresh. Okay. Right. There's another bad guy.
Another
that's just been announced. Yes. Wait until you see who it is.
I'm excited.
I've just posted the link up.
Oh.
Yes. And look who they're getting to play it. The suspense viewers. What do you think? Should we keep it in? What?
Oh.
Definitely this could be very interesting. So, have you ever seen his movie, 1 Hour Photo? in case you haven't realised who I'm talking about yet, viewers, I am talking about Robin Williams. He is going to be playing Hugo Strange in the new Dark Knight.
That is going to be fantastic.
Yes. Have you seen 1 Hour Photo? He plays an amazing, creepy man.
I've seen about half of it. I think I fell asleep, but that was due to being tired, not the film being terrible.
It is probably my favourite film by Robin Williams by a long shot. And, well, apart from Fern Gully. You call me Batty! But basically, it is amazing news that Robin Williams is now going to be Dr. Hugo Strange, the only person who knows who Batman is. So how is this going to work out in the storyline?
So he knows who Batman is.
Yes.
He's a scientist.
Yes.
Bane is ultra intelligent. Maybe they're going to have Hugo Strange have some sort of involvement in Bane acquiring the Venom.
Yes,
maybe,
more than likely.
Maybe Batman uses the Venom himself at some point.
Well, I don't know if that'll happen.
He did do it, didn't he? Almost killed himself. But that kind of leads you down. I mean, that leads you down the path of a fourth film.
Yeah.
I mean, since they're only just announcing the cast for the third.
Yeah.
There's so many possibilities they could write into it.
Apparently, the plot will be based on the comic storyline Prey, which I believe was where Hugo Strange was basically playing with Batman, saying, I know who you are. If you don't do this, that and the other, we will tell everyone who you are.
Oh. Food for thought.
Yes.
Definitely. This year is going to be very exciting.
This is actually really exciting news. This has only been announced in the last hour.
Well, that's breaking news.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Not first here, because obviously, but
yeah,
third or fourth here probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Green Lantern, Thor, the Avengers, this year is packed with comic book film news.
There is a hell of a lot going on in the comic book movie world. The one that I am really, really anticipating, if Guillermo del Toro will do it, is the next one of Hellboy. I don't know if he's going to do it because Ron Perlman, he's getting pretty old now. So, but if it does happen, I would love to see it because I'd love to see how they would deal with like Hellboy's son. Well, I believe it's his son.
Yes.
Hellboy's son and how the BPRD is going to move on now because they've left.
Yes.
So
they're pretty screwed if they haven't got him. Who do they?
Yeah, exactly.
They're ended, aren't they? It's
pretty much.
It's something. It's to look forward to. I mean, the last film bombed, didn't it? As far as I can tell.
I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fantastic film, but it just didn't. Its success didn't reflect how I felt about it.
Yeah, I must admit it wasn't a very successful film. But saying that, neither was the first one. But I think the amount of work that went into those creature designs, such as what is the character's name?
Hellhound?
No, that was in the first one.
The which film we're talking about now?
The second one, Golden Army.
Oh,
basically, they didn't really use CG for the monsters in it. They were full-blown suits, looked like back in the old days of the 80s, but they look fantastic.
It was great. It looked like a comic book.
Yes.
Which I loved. Absolutely brilliant.
The most impressive scene having to be the part where they're walking through the market.
That was almost like watching a 2000 AD comic on the. It was art. I loved it. It was fantastic. That's what they should be.
Yeah. But anyway, back to stuff that is actually happening. Sorry,
Indeed,
I diversed everything out of the way then because I was having a little geek out of my own.
This is all about geeks.
It is, man. Represent. Green Lantern.
Yes.
I've seen the trailer for it. It should be pretty good with Ryan Reynolds because Ryan Reynolds always has like fantastic lines. He is the smarmiest bastard that you'll ever
He is.
listen to.
I think a lot of people have said he isn't a very good fit for Hal Jordan.
I
But
don't know because
Hal Jordan at the moment is very broody and okay. He's a man who has killed thousands of innocent people. Even though kind of not completely under control of his actions, well, not under control of his actions.
Yeah, that would definitely put a rain on your parade, wouldn't it?
Single-handedly, almost completely destroyed the Green Lantern Corps. Almost ignited the sun, blowing up Earth. I mean, he's got quite a lot on his shoulders.
That's quite a resume.
Yeah, so he's going to be quite broody.
Yeah.
In the first place, he was a bit of a Jack the Lad.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a test pilot for the military. I mean, test pilots are always joking about because they could die. That's part of their job.
Well, yeah. You got to look on the bright side of things, but I don't think there is a bright side of. Whoops! I killed thousands of people. Oh
exactly.
Dear.
So he's going to be a bit. So I think this is. I think it's a good. I think it's a good choice. Very good casting choice.
Yeah.
I'm reserving judgment on the suit.
Same here. It's CG. It looks horrid at the moment, I must admit. I don't know if it is the final product in the trailer, but in the trailer...
Anytime you see Hal Jordan in the suit, in the film, all you're seeing is this part of Hal Jordan and that part of Hal Jordan, because the mask is CG as well.
Oh, God, no.
Well, it looks CG, and it would make sense for it to be CG. The only pictures I've seen of the mask, it's clearly photoshopped on. Well, it looks photoshopped on at least, but I am desperate to reserve judgment on the film, obviously, because I want it to do well.
In case you guys don't know, Tim here, he is a massive, massive, massive Green Lantern fan.
I have pretty much everything on a shelf back there. Pretty much 2 foot wide, and it's all Green Lantern comics. Pretty much.
So you're gonna have to get your Green Lantern ring and everything.
What's that, sorry? What was that? What was that you said?
Gonna have to soon we're gonna have to give you a Green Lantern ring or and everything.
I'll need one. I'll need a seriously, if I got given a real one, I would know all the tricks. I'd be fantastic.
What was the Green Lantern that was the artist, the comic book artist?
Kyle Rayner, the Torchbearer.
That was my favourite one. He was my favourite of all time.
He restarted the Corps. He was the only Green Lantern for so long. He's brilliant. He's my favourite, unfortunately. Yep. Well, not unfortunately. Well, it would be nice if the film was about Kyle, but then there's too much backstory for them to have done that. So I suppose. Yeah.
Well, if they go with the Ryan Reynolds route and he ends up killing everyone, and nearly blowing up Earth and everything like that, then maybe they'll bring him in.
Well, there's so much down the line. I mean, in this film, he's fighting Parallax.
Okay.
Which Parallax was the one who made him do all this stuff, so who knows?
Yes.
We shall see.
So, is there anything else in the comic book newsy world that we want to be touching on?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so on to the next part. Where should we go from here? Should we go... Let's go to the biggest thing that's happening in gadgetry at the moment, which sort of ties in with some gaming. Sony have just released pictures of their next platform, the NGP, which is basically the PSP 2.
It looks fantastic.
A piece of kit that can give you OLED screens. It has dual thumbsticks. Thank God, about time Sony listened to someone. It also has a touchpad on the back so that you actually can move things, like say you have to pull something in a game, you can use that to pull it down, push it forwards.
And there's a really cool video of that. I'm gonna have link in the bottom as well because
that game looks fantastic. What else is there on there? You've got touchscreen on the front. You've got front and rear cameras as well. There is 3G in it as at the moment, apparently as well. Fingers crossed, Sony will make it so that it will be Skype based, so that you'll be able
Having
to
it
have.
Skype compatible would be fantastic. Yeah, I mean, there's no way they can't do that, to be honest. I mean, they have said that the PlayStation phone that's been doing the rounds on the internet is not that isn't. That's wrong. However, the fella said in the interview where he was asked about it that the new PSP is not the PlayStation phone. They are separate things.
Yes, but he hasn't said
that there will be a phone.
He's basically said they have released that they are bringing out firmware. Well, I say firmware, games and things like that for Android phones. So that may be the way that they're heading.
The PlayStation phone may well be going down the kind of OS route.
Yeah.
If they do, fantastic, because what I've seen so far, it's a handy piece of kit.
Yeah.
The NGP looks fantastic. I can't wait. I was one of those massive nerds who was at the shop for the midnight launch of the PSP many years ago. In the freezing cold on my moped, the PSP in my backpack, waiting to get home so I could start playing with it. Only to find that the batteries needed charging first, so I had to wait till morning.
That is a dampener on any parade.
It was, but I'm looking forward to this definitely, very much.
They haven't announced a price tag yet. They're probably going to announce that later on in the year. I have heard rumours that they are planning to release it in the fourth quarter. But their thing is, are they going to beat Nintendo with their 3DS?
Thing is, it's a different machine. They looked at the 3D screen that the 3DS is using for the NGP. It's not that they want to make a device that will last a long time. The PSP is still a viable piece of kit, and it was a long time ago they released that.
Albeit a completely hacked to shit piece of kit.
Fair enough, but it's still viable. They're looking to do the same with the NGP, and they're looking long term. They did look at 3D, and as far as they're concerned, 3D on a portable device is not good enough at the moment that it would actually be anything worth putting in. So they did look at doing 3D, and they decided against it. Which, fair enough. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in this device.
Yes. They haven't announced a whole list of people who are developing for it at the moment.
Which, obviously, when there's a list of who's developing for it, we'll see what technologies are going into it, and then we'll know what's happening with it.
Yes. One person that has announced that they will be developing for it will be Activision. They are actually releasing Call of Duty on a handheld, which will probably work very well, considering it's got dual analog sticks now. I don't know if you've ever played a first-person shooter on a PSP.
That's going to do brilliantly. There's no way that can't do really well. I mean, Call of Duty is the first-person shooter right now, if I'm not mistaken.
Pretty much. There will be people obviously going, but it's for noobs, don't play it. It's for noobs. Play some real games like Battlefield, which is an awesome game, don't get me wrong. But the biggest selling FPS of all time is Black Ops at this very moment in time.
Numbers don't lie.
Sorry?
Numbers don't lie.
Exactly. So if you think about it, that's going to sell like hotcakes. As soon as that is released, people are going to be sitting there playing it, even if the console has got like 3G on it, will that mean that they'll be able to play online gaming with their friends? If so, Call of Duty will be the biggest game of the portable generation, to be honest with you.
The hype that I've seen around Call of Duty, frankly, it will be a reason to buy the NGP.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah. Oh, just to let you know, NGP is not the final name for it.
It's not.
It's just
okay.
a code word.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so NGP, PSP2 will all mean the same thing until we've got a confirmed name then.
Pretty much. They are just calling it NGP at the moment because it stands for Next Generation Portable.
Fair enough. Okay.
Which I reckon they should change it to Nintendo Got Pwned.
Ha! Yes. In other gadget news, it kind of links in with this because we're talking about with the PSP to NGP thing that obviously we'll know more about it when they've released a full list of who's developing for it. Apple have announced, or not announced, from an Apple insider. No. Read notes.
Someone
correctly.
who knows someone who knows someone who works in Apple.
The latest report from blog Apple Insider says Apple has put up 2 new job postings for global payment platform managers, and reports from several places suggest that a electronics company has plans to put near-field communications chips in the next versions of the iPhone and the iPad, meaning that you're going to be able to use, at some point in the future, your iPhone or your iPad as a payment device. They're only just starting to kind of introduce this with debit cards. Seeing it in like the Barclays bank adverts and things, where kind of you just swipe your card and you pay for the item.
They are awesome adverts. I love them adverts. I wish I could travel to work that way every day.
Well, Apple are clearly looking to do the same with their devices, iPhone and iPad at least. So that means at some point you'll be able to walk into a shop, pick something up, go to the till, swipe your phone, and walk out and you've paid for it. Absolutely fantastic.
It is quite exciting news.
We're in the future.
We are. We're soon going to be sitting there thinking things and they will appear.
We're over 20 miles apart. We're talking. We're having a conversation about paying for things without touching anything. With no coins.
Yes. Back in the 90s, this was sort of space age technology. Now look at us. We're doing it. We are doing it. All hail the geek.
Yes, so...
You got a bit carried away then?
Very, very exciting. Yes, so...
Right. What other things have we got? This is something that made me laugh a lot. I was geeking out reading about gaming news and everything for the show, and I came across this. There was some guy who plays on Xbox Live.
Yes.
And basically, his gamer tag came up in the latest Call of Duty map pack trailer video of him being killed. Since then, he has had over 50 to 60 inbox messages, friend requests every day, trying to find out A, how he got onto the map beta, B, for kids that have been hacking and they want their thing back because they think he's a part of Treyarch themselves, and C, just people generally being douchebaggery arseholes.
I mean, this is harassment caused by the company that created the game.
Yeah.
Effectively. They may not be doing it directly, but I mean, he says in this forum post, let's see, whatever Treyarch Bev has, I want a free game for the issues you've caused me. I think he deserves one.
Yes. He's sitting there getting messages from people he's never seen before in his life, basically going, I want to be your friend. be my friend, you're a tech, oh, I like you, you can get me in the map packs and things like that. It's like, no, he's never even, the funny thing is, he's never even played Black Ops.
It's one of those situations where they really should have checked that things used in trailers either belong to something they own or don't exist. Do we have anything else in gamer news?
In gaming news at the moment, Japan finally has Scribblenaughts. I don't know if any of you guys know what Scribblenaughts is, but basically it is a word-based game. You type it into the game, it will come up. So say you wanted to put in keyboard cat, for instance, you type in keyboard cat onto it, and there pops up a keyboard cat. But because they've been waiting so long for this game, they have added extra characters. I'll show you, I'll just post up a link to you so you can have a look.
Okie dokie.
Some of the characters in it are bloody awesome. You've got yourself a bit of Solid Snake. Yep, Solid Snake. I'm not sure who that's supposed to be.
About this earlier.
An R-Type as well. Awesome.
This looks really good.
Yeah.
So isn't there supposed to be a new Scribblenaughts game coming out at some point soon?
Super Scribblenaughts. We've gone back to the age of the SNES, where everything was called Super. Super Castlevania, Super Star Wars.
I loved the SNES.
Yes, SNES is probably my favourite gaming console.
I loved it so much that when I went to Tokyo, I bought myself a Famicom.
Now that is dedication.
It is. It took up a lot of space in my bag.
I bet it did.
But this Scribblenauts looks very, very good.
Yeah, basically you can have a shit ton of fun with it. You can sit there and just, you can type in Cthulhu and basically get a Cthulhu to come up and then try and fight it off with Jesus.
Well, I can't remember what the result was, but apparently you can have Jesus, Darwin, the giant spaghetti monster all on the screen at the same time.
Yes.
So, these are things worth... I mean, it's a very, very... I've played it for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I had so much fun.
I had a little play of it at MCM, not last year, year before, and I was sitting
maybe
there...
if this show takes off, we can get media passes.
Yes, they're quite easy to get hold of, actually.
Are they? Fantastic.
Yeah. That should be edited out.
Yeah. Give us media passes!
Dear MCM, we are geeks like you. Give us tickets to your events. 1-1.
But yes. But yeah, it's definitely something that I'm gonna... I didn't manage to get there last year because something else came up, but I'm definitely going to be going this year.
Yes, I should be going this year as well. I'm thinking of going as the scout from TF2.
Oh, dressing up.
Hells yeah.
Oh, I hadn't been thinking of this. What can I dress up as?
I don't know. I know me friends that I'm going with are all basically going as TF2 characters. And there's 9 of them to choose from, so if you want to join in, I'll have a word.
Oh, I need to find a fat one.
Heavy's been taken.
No, he's huge.
Engineer?
Engineer's good. I like Engineer.
I would say Pyro, but you'd get so hot in that.
1 second.
Remember, kids, smoking's bad. Don't do it.
Wear one of these.
What's that?
You can't see me. I've got a gas mask.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, the program we're using to record this doesn't let that. See, even we can't see the entire show until it's broadcast. So Ryan, make sure you watch for this.
I can't see anything at this very moment in time.
I could do anything.
I can see is my little mug on the
I could
screen.
stand up, get my willy out, and you wouldn't know.
Yeah. That's right.
It would earn us an 18.
I'm glad
an
I can't
18
see
rating.
that.
Okay. So, there was something else I wanted to mention.
Yep.
We mentioned superhero movies earlier.
Yes, we did.
There was a movie.
Yes.
Made by a bunch of. They look like maybe they're like college students. I've put a link in there for you. They say they made it for about $300. And the special effects in it are absolutely fantastic. It's only, I think, it's about 13 minutes long, and there is some kind of story development, and it looks absolutely fantastic. My memory's not that great, but I'd say it probably rivals superhero movies in the last kind of 5 years.
Yes.
For a lot of the effects, it looks fantastic. There's going to be a link in the bottom, just because I think these fellas deserve to be looked at, because it's absolutely brilliant.
Slightly NSFW apparently though, so...
Slightly, because at one point there is a scene where there are two fellas sitting on toilets from the side, so literally you see the side of their bum. You see a little bit of cheek, but that's
Don't
it.
look, guys, it'll make you gay.
You see a little bit of cheek. I had to. It was a good thing I was wearing protective glasses, or I would have been turned. It was. But yeah, the film is absolutely fantastic. Stupidly low budget. It's called Lazy Teenage Superheroes. It's quite funny. I enjoyed it. I hope these guys do well and make something more, because
from the screenshots that are showing, those After Effects look amazing. I was about to say fantastic then, but noticed I've said fantastic a lot in this video.
Yeah, I mean, those are stills. The video is absolutely, and they've got some fantastic time stopped, like some frozen time footage at the very end. And
excellent.
It's definitely go check out the link. It's brilliant.
Also, in the same webpage, I've seen clips of this movie. It's just dawned on me what this is. This is probably the funniest foreign film I've seen in my foreign film clips that I've seen in my life. Basically, it is this guy that's created a robot of his likeness. It's an Indian film, but the actual CGI in it is really, really good. But it is ridiculous. One scene where they basically have loads of these robots. They all jump in together in a massive ball and start creating havoc. I've sent a link over, so watch the clip. It is mine. That is all I'm going to say.
This looks absolutely fantastic. In fact, I'm going to jump cut. Okay.
No.
You need to. There's a link in the bottom to this movie.
You have to watch it.
You have to watch it. It's absolutely fantastic.
It is the most funniest thing, and what adds to it more is it's been overdubbed in Russian. It just makes me laugh every time.
That is absolutely fantastic. And jump cut. So yeah, this movie is absolutely brilliant. It's hilarious. This is how movies should be. All of them.
Yes. It's like Michael Bay gone on a massive rampage.
Okay, I've just seen the robot ball. Stop the clip. It's absolutely mental. Everyone, you got to go to the clip. There's lots and lots of links in the bottom. We're going to keep you very, very busy. The point being, you'll be watching all of these links that we've put for all the things we've been talking about, and that will keep you busy until the next show. I can't think of anything else I need to talk about. Can you, Ryan?
Not that anything apart from this show is awesome. You should watch it every week.
Yeah, we're going to be trying to come back. Well, we will. We're not going to try. We will. We'll be back every week. Yep. Every weekend. We're not going to give you an exact day, but every weekend we will be back. This show's been quite long. There's been a lot of stuff we wanted to be talking about that's maybe over the last couple of weeks that we just couldn't let go.
Yeah.
But every week we're going to be back talking about news in just generally the world of nerd.
Yes.
So games, comics, films based on games or comics. Okie dokie. So I believe that's been this week for Some Assembly Required.
Some assembly required. I won't sing it in the future. Don't worry about that.
We'll have you singing it in a different style every week.
Okay, well, I'll try.
Okay. I've been Tim.
I've been Ryan.
Toodaloo.
And this has been Some Assembly Required. Have a good one. Ta-da.